as head coach, Scott Robertson. Take the questions on this. It's just going to say if you like the remarks before we start taking questions.
Yeah, well, it's not just, firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge Cody Taylor's 100th game and also the win to the Pumas. They earned it tonight. They played extremely well and amazing game, amazing facilities. So well done to them.
Scott Robertson, condolences on the defeat. Obviously, the All Blacks' first loss to Argentina in Argentina. What's your reaction?
Yeah, just pretty tough, you know, when you get 3 yellow cards and the aerial game that they dominated, so we just didn't get a lot of little things that went our way, which is earned off efforts, etc. And yeah, just simple. There's lots of little areas that I can talk about, but there's fundamentally how they got the domination of the game.
Was it the 3 yellow cards ultimately that?
Yeah, as I mentioned here, the 3 yellow cards. We'll go to look at them again, just the interpretation from the referee that they make their time, and we made 3 of them.
Scott Barrett, how was it for you out there trying to overcome the yellow cards and then I guess grill the Pumas and they hit that ball?
Yeah, we're under the pump, I guess. We've just heard from the stats, our statistician, and yeah, with 40% territory and 40% ball, it's sort of hard to win a test match when the Pumas get a roll along like that. You know, they were a class act tonight, and we didn't quite front up where we needed to.
Did you see that performance coming, Scott? I guess last week, bonus point victory, but actually second half, it was pretty dominant.
If I saw it coming, it might have been a little bit different. Look, we put a lot into this week to make sure that we tidied up areas from last week that we could be better at, and we just didn't execute well enough when we had those opportunities. They did. They were hungry, won a lot of those scraps and fed off the crowd.
The injury that caused his last one, what can you tell us?
Yeah, he's getting checked out at the moment by the doc. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough little fellow. For him to come off, he's pretty sore.
I guess tough trip home in a couple of weeks. Are you confident you can turn it around with what's coming with the Springboks?
Have to just acknowledge what we need to get better at and just own it and move forward quickly.
One for both. First up for coach Scott, what was the main difference between last week's match and this week's match? And also for Scott Barrett, it's like the same question but inside the field. Probably what changed in the Pumas that you saw this week in comparison to last week?
There weren't a lot of areas of the game that really mattered. Like I said before, the aerial game was a big part of it. A lot of the scraps of ball on the ground, they had the ball. We made too many execution errors, especially when we got down that end. It was like kick-offs that we put so much time and effort into didn't execute, and they just kept the pressure on. We just couldn't put no pressure on them, and that was probably the story of the game.
Yeah, I think probably the 2 parts of the game last week that the Pumas got, I guess, confidence from was a little bit through the middle when their forward pack got a roll on. They created that fast ball, and probably that period within the second half where they, from last week's game, I guess they carried that forward and just, instead of being 20 minutes, it was probably more like 40 or 50 minutes where they pinned us an hour and a half, and that's pressure turns into points pretty quickly.
But